How do you not react to your circumstances when they are really unideal? How do you not get emotionally reactive when everything is going the complete opposite of what you're trying to manifest? I understand you. I have been there before. I'm going to give you guys the secrets today, how to effectively manage your mind and emotions so you can really get the things that you want in this life. Hey guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything having to do with mindset and manifesting your dream life. And if you are ready to truly take your life to the next level, check out the link down below for the wait list on my 3-month transformational coaching program. Clients get unbelievable results. They absolutely change their life, and I want the same for you too. Okay guys, reacting to circumstances, I know how annoying it is. I know how frustrating it is. I have been there when something just catches you off guard, just blindsides you, just makes you upset, maybe you want to cry. You're just seeing things that you just don't want to be seeing in your reality, and you just wish that you could break through finally to the next level, that you could stop having this recurrent theme in your life. Well, I'm going to teach you guys how to not react to your circumstances right now. Here's the thing. Let's say you know what you want. You've been affirming, you've been visualizing, you've been doing whatever it is to get yourself in the zone, the mindset that you are the person that you do deserve to have the things that you want to have in this life. And then boom, something hits you out of nowhere. Someone says something, does something that is the complete opposite of how you want to view yourself and how you want people in your life to show up, or how you want things to go. You're trying to make more money and then you get a bill, right? Or maybe you're trying to get into a relationship and you have a really bad dating experience or something like that, okay? I totally understand you. It's totally normal, first of all. I think people think that you're just supposed to go from not having mental and emotional control, not having awareness of the self, not understanding yourself and your self-concept, to being like at the top tier level without practice. And I've never seen that. It's a skill that you develop. And even learning to stay in faith and learning to trust the process and learning to trust in the universe, God, source, subconscious mind, whatever you want, is a process of understanding. And so it's totally normal that you are growing in this way. So this is what I would say. The first thing is, if you find yourself in a situation in which you are emotional reacting and you want to know, how do I not emotionally react? I would argue that you can't not emotionally react, because you already are emotionally reacting. A lot of people just say that you should basically not react, don't cry, don't feel your emotions, all this kind of stuff. And I would really beg to differ. And a lot of people also think that if you're going to cry, if you're going to feel your emotions, if you're going to be sad or upset or angry, then now you're ruining your manifestation, as if that's really how it works. But that's not how it works. And you can feel your emotions. You can express sadness. You should actually express and feel through the entire range of emotion, because they're actually teaching you a lot about your belief system. What I would say is this: if you try to push down an emotional feeling that you have in a moment where already something has happened and you're reacting to it, there is nothing you can do about it at that point. And if you push it down, you are simply suppressing something and repressing something into your subconscious, actually, for it to replay again later or to create more resistance in your life later. And it's a very uncomfortable way to live, in my opinion. It's a very non-free way to live, and I don't think it helps you manifest anything better or faster. I really don't. For the long term, definitely not good for the long term. So then what do you do? To be able to truly understand this, we need to break down, well, what is an emotional reaction? Why do you even emotionally react to circumstances to begin with? So let's think of it like this. It's all about whether you're taking a macro universal perspective or you're taking a micro ego-based perspective. And I don't say ego in a negative term like a lot of people talk about it, but I talk about it from the perspective of self, from your own self-identity and your own self-concept. So when a circumstance happens, on a macro perspective, it is neutral, okay? It is neutral. There's no good or bad circumstances. There is no right or wrong circumstances. There is no up or down. There is only what is preferred and unpreferred to the ego self on a narrow and smaller perspective, on a micro level, not on a macro level. When we get upset about something, when we react to something, what is actually happening is that we are hyper-focused on the circumstance through our micro perspective, through our ego-based perspective of, this is not good for me, okay? This is not good for me, so I am upset about this. Now, this micro perspective and this ego-based perspective, it's a very narrow perspective, And it is not really the reality. It is our reality. It is your experience through your mindset, your perception, your past experiences, your thoughts, your stories. So you're going to experience this in a certain way. And it is also limited in another way. It is limited in the sense that you don't know all the outcomes in your life. You don't know actually if that is good or bad for you. It might be good for you today, and tomorrow you realize, hey, because I got that job, I didn't get that better job. And that same situation that was good for you today might be bad for tomorrow. You might realize, hey, I got that job that I wanted so badly, but in the time that you got that job, you could have gotten a job that paid you 50% or 100% more. So you don't know all the potential. You don't know all the outcomes. You can't possibly know all the outcomes. But therefore, when we're passing judgment on a situation as this is good for me or this is bad for me, this is all coming through the sense of the ego lens. But the perspective that you have is valid at the time that you have it. So to try to invalidate your perspective at the time is just going to lead to emotional suppression and repression, which is going to lead to more resistance because your consciousness is not expanded at that time. It is retracted at that time. And that's what it's going to feel as true and understand as true. And if you don't validate your experience, you are actually abandoning yourself. You are abandoning yourself. And that self-abandonment is going to manifest into your life much more than feeling your emotions. Okay, I have to say that one more time because I don't think that people realize this. It's your relationship to yourself that is manifesting. It's your relationship between your conscious and subconscious mind, your congruence with yourself, your acceptance of yourself that is manifesting, not just your feeling state that is manifesting overall. It's not like this general thing of like, oh my God, I'm sad, so now bad things are going to happen to me. No, there's an inner child within you, within your subconscious mind that is recording you basically, constantly watching and recording what you do. And when you do something that is self-abandoning, it knows that and it feels that and it records that and it monitors that into your self-concept and it creates from that. That's why I don't think it's good to invalidate your feelings in the experience that you're having. So if we know that then, and we know that if it's already happening, it's happening. We don't need to play into it. We don't need to catastrophize it. We can work through the emotion devoid of the story that we're hinging onto it. We don't have to make it some big catastrophic story, but we can acknowledge and experience that emotion, yes. So the question is not what happened already or what is the perspective that you have already and what's going on. The question is, what are you going to do for the future about that? So the whole point to me of manifestation and what I consider to be quantum or 4D beliefs is to change the most valuable asset that you guys have, which is your perception and your perspective. Your entire experience is being perceived and felt through your perception and your perspective, and it's also being created through your perception and your perspective. So having higher level beliefs, 4D and quantum beliefs, spiritual beliefs, however you want to think about it, make a whole video just about that and why those beliefs are important, is to help you manage your perspective and your perception so that the way that you relate to your reality is different. Not relate to your reality with the same perception or the same perspective that you had before, and then just suppress your emotions, which is a lot of what I hear, and it makes zero sense. You don't want to just have the same perception, the same perspective, and then repress that. You want to actually be changing your perception and your perspective so that when you experience something that is unideal, unpreferred, you have a different way of looking at it and you truly do not emotionally relate to it the same way. When you are very entrenched in a narrow mindset, in an ego-based perspective, every single thing is going to feel personal. Every single thing that's going to happen to you is going to feel like it's personal to only you. That is your perspective at the time, and that will be a reality, and it's a valid perspective. Your job is not to change that or to change what happened already in the past. If it already happened, you're already feeling that, you already had that mindset, it's irrelevant to change that, it's in the past. Your goal is from right now, how are you going to change your perception and perspective to experience life different, authentically different? Then from that authentic change within your own feeling state, able to create experiences, manifest experiences that match your new feeling state, that match your new perspective and perception about yourself, your world, how you want things to go for you in life. So can you still manifest if you react to circumstance? Of course you can. Of course you can. And every moment is actually a brand new moment for you to turn it around, to change this moment and to shape it into something new for the future. But to be able to do that, you have to have that belief system. You have to have that perspective and that perception of what is happening. You have to have that level of awareness. And so here's the bonus tip, guys. The number one thing you're trying to cultivate and manifest is not more things. More things are the side effect. And if you haven't watched my video about the difference between the cause, the effect, and the side effect, you're going to want to watch it over here. But the main thing that you're trying to do is cultivate your awareness so that you can see things from a different perspective, so that you can have the correct eyes to see what is really happening to shape your reality in the way that you want it to go. And very often you're going to find yourself in a situation in which this doesn't seem like this is in line with my end. Very often we find ourselves like, oh my God, this is the opposite of what I'm asking for. This does not seem in line with the kind of life that I said that I want, the kind of outcome I want, the kind of relationship that I want, the kind of friends that I want, the kind of finances that I want. It will look like the opposite. And this is where cultivating trust, cultivating faith, cultivating your belief in the external force, higher power, subconscious mind, cultivating your faith in a macro understanding, in a larger perspective than what you can currently occupy, because it is not the circumstance that is wrong, it is the perspective that is incorrect. Okay, because all these other perspectives also exist simultaneously on whatever is happening to your life right now. So being able to tap into that understanding in that moment is what's going to allow you to naturally not react the same way to a certain circumstance. It's going to naturally allow you to feel more at ease and more at peace and more calm in your life. It's going to naturally allow you to effortlessly flow towards the manifestations that you have. So if you ever find yourself in a circumstance that is the opposite of what you want to see in the end, you have to understand that the reason you feel like it's the opposite is really perspective. It's your perception and perspective. It's coming from a very narrow vantage point, and that is only one perspective and perception that exists out of infinite perceptions and perspectives that exist, and infinite ways that this situation can resolve to your benefit, right? Resolve in a harmonious way. Really quite interesting. This is why I'm a big proponent of 4D beliefs and quantum beliefs, and why it's so important to use this knowledge and this information to manage the right now. Your higher level beliefs are impacting your perception of the right now, and it is your perception of the right now that is creating your end. All right, guys, if you love this video, make sure that you like it, subscribe, hit the bell. If you are looking to take your life to the next level, sign up right now for the waitlist for when spots are going to be open, and bonus, you're going to get a free video of how to help you manifest your dreams. And in the meantime, I recommend checking out this video right here, and I will see you guys in the next video.